Has it ever felt like it's you versus the world, when you're all alone and no one is on your team? Choosing your battles. For me, I live 20 minutes away from my temple, 45 minutes from any chapter event, and over an hour for any regional event. Further, I don't go to school with any BBYO or Sunday school friends. Because of where I live, my parents have raised my brother and I very close with our temple. My mom has been the 4th grade Hebrew teacher for as long as I can remember, and my dad does bagel breakfast every single Sunday. Whether it's walking around Sunday school or Friday night services, I know most of all the members there. I was in Sunday school from kindergarten to 10th grade, which is when I had confirmation, and my official learning career as a student ended. I loved Sunday school. That was my place to grow my Judaism. My name on Snapchat for a lot of my friends is Junerd. That says a lot about me. My Sunday school was my only connection to Judaism, and it's where I built my identity. I remember vividly that in elementary school and kindergarten, I was the first one who knew Santa wasn't actually real. In 1st grade, I did my first Hanukkah presentation, and then on 5th grade, I remember I would have to clarify the difference between speaking Jewish and speaking Hebrew, what the Torah was, and I started already prefacing in 5th grade my bat mitzvah. I was explaining to all my friends that they didn't actually have to be friends with me to go to my party, and that my service was important too. That was my life. Trying to exist and make space for my identity for those who have no idea about it. Going into high school is no different. It almost grew. I remember that I would occasionally attend my FCA, which is the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Aside from me being able to see the friends that I don't actually have school with, I was open to understanding their religion and what a lot of my peers took part in. When looking at this experience, I think that I wanted to provoke others to learn about my religion and to learn about cultures that are not actually theirs. When people would come up to me and say, "Mimi, you're Jewish, why are you here?" I would always say, I come not for it literally, but for the values, and I just want to understand what you believe in. Now, when I realized how many people attended FCA, I also realized how many people attended Muslim Association and Black Association. There was no Jewish club. That's what I've been starting this year. To put into perspective of where I live, I go to school with 3,200 kids. Out of the 3,200 kids, 6 of them go to temple with me, and 5 of them have some sort of Jewish connection that I know of. Me versus 3,199. In my freshman year of high school, I was on Instagram and saw my first BBYO post. It was advertising free Topgolf. Free Topgolf. Why wouldn't I go? I remember that my parents made me dress up a little bit nicer than I would have, and when I walked out to the bay, I was greeted by a couch of all boys. The chapter that would eventually become my home was originally very AZA heavy. Once I got more involved in BBYO, I became my chapter's Mint Mom. I wanted to give kids like me the gift of BBYO. From going from nothing to something, from going to school with almost no Jews to being immersed in this wonderful organization. From joining BBYO as a sophomore to in a year becoming Nisia 2 terms, being involved has taught me so much. While working on my BBYO accomplishments, I've still been very involved in my Sunday school as a 5th grade Hebrew teacher. I want to give back to my Sunday school. That was the place that built my Jewish identity. Further, I want to inspire all the 5th grade boys and girls that there's a place for them, even if it's not in their school. Last year in January, I had the wonderful opportunity to go with my confirmation class along with 400 Reformed teens from all over the country to go lobby in Washington, D.C. I had the privilege of lobbying against anti-Semitism. This is the first time that I ever used my Judaism in a political lens. Further, after October 7th, I noticed myself getting really, really loud and active on social media about Zionistic things and about Israel. I realized that I am the only Zionistic voice that a lot of my peers have, so I want to use that opportunity to my advantage. Choosing your battles. As Jews, we are conditioned to fight our battles no matter what they are. Israel literally means man who wrestles with God. It's not enough to simply be Jewish. I firmly believe that we have to deal with our struggles because eventually we either grow stronger or we learn something and get it out of it. Gam ze ya'avor. This too shall pass. BBYO came into my life at the most perfect time. When people talk poorly, I fight harder. When I live far from an event, I drive farther. When it feels uncomfortable, step into it. Whether you have to deal with something that goes against you, fight back and be stronger. Fight to exist. This is who we are. Search for it and embrace it. Be proud of being different. Be proud of being an over 400-year-old tribe. Almost nobody else has it. And when it feels like it's you versus the world, build a team to fight with. Thank you.